Hello, hello. Sorry about that. My goodness gracious. Hello there, motherfuckers. Today is yet another day. Another day of your your dude here talking about just about like what he sees, what he discovers, and most importantly, just because. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have a lot of people are actually familiar upon what happened with Nintendo Direct. That is to say, I actually wanted to talk about that part. I was really wanted to just basically just kind of be like, "Oh my god, this is happening. This is happening before I even before I went back into like the madness that is Danganronpa 2." So, with that being said, I think it's about time I go ahead and just kind of get into that and also give my thoughts about it because like to be honest, I didn't actually watch the full bit of like Danganronpa 2 by 2, but I only heard the news and everything. So like I went like, you know what? I gotta see it for myself. I really gotta see. Also, like not to mention Pokemon ZA. Oh my god. What the hell? What the hell? This like what the hell? I'm never escaping. I was like, you know what? I gotta at least like make a message myself. And there we go. DARPA never ends, just like the eternal despair that these games give us because give us that these games give us that we lap up because the expansion of memes and Nagito. I fucking hate Danganronpa.
Ready for some killer fun in the sun?
Are you okay?
God fucking damn it.
You seem pretty out of it.
Originally released over 10 years ago, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is making the ultimate
Oh my god,
comeback.
did he just have an animation? What the hell?
Is making the ultimate
Oh my god, that animation.
But 2 Goodbye Despair is making the ultimate
Wow. Wow, oh my god. Dude just went like
comeback. While on a school trip,
Also I do kind of at least like I do like how things are a little bit brighter and like cleaner and everything like that. Um
by despair
they still keep with the motif of them being just like 2D sprites and everything.
is making the ultimate comeback. While on a school trip to Jabberwock Island, you and
Jabberwock
your
Island.
classmates are trapped in a murderous game. After each deadly incident, a heated class trial will begin. In high-speed detective action, you'll shoot down contradictions and counter opponents to reveal the truth.
Cool.
And Along with the main game, an additional story is included. One incident will trigger.
Oh my god, the Nagito! The Nagito and Hajime! The Nagito and Hajime! Oh my god! Oh my god, I can imagine so many people fucking fanning over this shit. It'd be like, they're together! They're together!
Trigger an entirely new scenario with different victims and culprits.
Wait, different victims and culprits?
The wait is over. The next class trial is about to begin.
Danganronpa 2x2.
I'm sorry.
Trial is about to begin.
Danganronpa 2x2.
Danganronpa
Launches on the
2x2.
Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems next year.
Danganronpa. I'm sorry, Danganronpa 2. 2x2.
The ultimate comeback.
I'm just trying to think in terms of what I remember based upon like the sprite work of some of these characters and everything like that. Um like I do like what they did for Gundam and everything. For some reason, I noticing that like his scarf is actually like a little bit more like floofier and pronounced than his previous sprite, to say at least. And
Goodbye Despair is
Okay.
making the ultimate.
and I feel stuff like his face is like, hang on a second. I want to kind of do like a comparison. Sprites. There we go. No, I don't want to look at the fucking sprite thing. Where the hell is yeah, fuck it. I'll just do it like this. Okay, so pull it up, please, because I want to see this shit. Why is this in? Why is the fuck is this in? Oh my god, it's in a different language too. Okay, not what I really was looking for. I just want to see this more pronounced. Hmm. Are you seriously gonna make me have to like download this shit? Okay, well I guess that works too. Okay, so like I'm noticing like one thing upon like his sprite work and everything, like upon his face compared to basically compared to like this. I think they like improved his face a little bit here. And let's see. His hair is actually, I think his fucking hairline right there too. Like the top of his head too. Like that's actually a little different too. Like instead of it being like I guess like the cream center, the cream part of it is like a little bit um kind of like what you would kind of like what you see for like on a hoge per se, right? Um like it's how to best say this? Maybe not like in a hoge per se, but like the way it just kind of tips down and everything too. Like that's different. That's a little bit different. Like and such. Let's see. I've already said about his scarf because like notice how like that compared to this, like there's more layers to the scarf. As opposed to that. Let's see. Hmm. I think one of my friends did say something about like his ears or so. I'm gonna try to see if I can magnify that. I think I'm gonna get is like as magnified as this. Um, Probably not actually. Now I think about it. Hmm. Actually, I think I know what I could do. Let's see. Can I? There we go. And let me go try and pull up on my screenshots. 1 second. My bad. What the hell is that? Sorry, I think that I just like think that's like my friend sent me. Of Yugamu. Like, what the hell? Hang on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, like I'm just thinking like that compared to let's see, let me try and pull that shit up one more time. Okay, let's see. Let me try and do a side by side comparison. Okay, so let's see. So one of my friends said like the ears are a little bit more pronounced per se. Like, let's see. I would say like his right ear is like a lot more like just kind of there with like as opposed to just kind of being like a little bit hidden but like in his face. The lines of his hair are also like different too because like look at those zigzags compared to them being like a little bit more faded. Yeah, a little bit more faded, a little more faded in like the new sprite. Let's see, let's see. Is there anything else? Excuse me. Oh, I don't think I can actually see like his t-shirt like here too. And I see that. Hmm. Oh, interesting. The eyes and his eyes and scars are similar. What else? What else? I guess what I'm just seeing right now are like listing are like rather minor things as opposed to like his scarf because goddamn that scarf is it's very very buffed up. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much like
And come back.
one of those
While
differences.
on a school trip to Jabberwock Island, you and your classmates are trapped in a murderous game. After each deadly incident, a heated class trial will begin. In high-speed detective action, you'll shoot down contradictions
Mihiru's hair, Mihiru's whole sprite looks like a
and
lot more
counter
high
opponents to
definition,
reveal the truth.
and also fucking Hajime. This dropping was more left field than Virtual Boy Online. Hard agree. Hard fucking agree right there. Oh yeah, because like, why the hell are they doing Virtual Boy Online? Why?
Coming to Nintendo Classics, Virtual Boy.
Why? Why?
You'll be able to enjoy a collection of Virtual Boy games in stereoscopic 3D while playing on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. In order to play, you'll need this dedicated accessory. This recreates the form of the original Virtual Boy hardware by inserting a console to play.
What?
Both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch are supported. Play Mario's Tennis, Galactic Pinball,
Why?
Tellero Boxer,
Okay,
and
that
more.
that one's decent.
The 14 classic games shown here are planned to be released over time. Virtual Boy.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you say that's a good thing. Like it's a good thing. Yeah, like I'm sorry. What about the DS? You get the Virtual Boy. The fucking Virtual Boy histories. Like I'm sorry. Did you like Nintendo? Nintendo. Are we not going to are we not literally going to Fuck off, Marvel Rivals. Are we not going to at least like? Are we not honestly going to at least like rethink about what AVGN said about Virtual Fucking Boy? Let me just go like. Let me just 1 second. Oh my fucking god! All right, radical,
Portable
whatever.
system. Yeah, portable. My ass is portable. You could barely find a comfortable. Virtual reality seemed like the way of the future.
Mhm.
Just the idea of feeling like you were in the game was an awesome concept. But instead, it turned out to be the grand motherload of shit.
Literally, the grandmother. It was said. He said the grand fucking motherload of shit. Okay, why? Let's
Hey,
see.
the Nintendo 64, Nintendo announced a new product to fill the time and continue their successful line of portable game systems, beginning with the Game & Watch games and the Game Boy. The product, originally dubbed VR32, would become known as the Virtual Boy. It made use of 3D technology where each eye would see two separate screens and create the illusion of three-dimensional depth. Virtual reality seemed like the way of the future. Just the idea of feeling like you were in the game was an awesome concept.
Yeah,
A comfortable way to play.
yeah. It sounds great in concept, but like, here's the thing though. Think about this.
Problem was that it was marketed as a portable system. Yeah, portable. My ass is portable. You could barely find a comfortable way to play this big red ugly piece of shit at home, let alone bring it somewhere. Like you couldn't play in a car or something like that. And come to think of it, you wouldn't want to play this thing in public anyway. You'd look like an asshole.
Literally, actually. And I think one more part because like I do actually want to at least like I do actually want to like also like get into like the last part, but before I like hopefully that I won't get I won't get this shit taken down. Okay.
It's basically a pair of goggles on a stand. To me, that translates to a pair of eyeballs on legs. The controller's really weird too. It has two D-pads and the battery pack is attached to it. You can swap it with an AC adapter, but when you're playing on a table, it can come loose and shut off your game. The 3D effects are hard to focus and they strain your eyes. There was even a warning on the box that said it could cause headaches and seizures. That's great, right? It's like the cherry on the shit sundae. How would you like to play bad games and have a headache too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, Nintendo. That's a great idea. Let's bring back something that like essentially failed. That failed completely because like it was a complete piece of shit that that was trying to do virtual reality, which caused headaches, seizures, and not to mention had like games by the end of this?
Died in less than a year. Yeah, and I didn't pick these games. This is all of them. I just reviewed every Virtual Boy game to be
That's every fucking Virtual Boy game.
The new Crafted Flats from Pizza Hut. 5 handcrafted recipes with more toppings, all for you. There's no reason not to get one or try all 5. New Crafted Flats are just $5 each till 5 p.m. and available till close. Only from Pizza Hut.
Be released in North America.
You know what's even kind of like kind of makes me like a little bit like surprised. Like sure, I understand that like the Virtual Boy like Nintendo releasing the Virtual Boy was a mistake. But like I understand like when AV like there were some things with like what AVGN actually did that like was re-released. Like that Glover is one of them that actually did get like re-released on Nintendo Switch. Gex also did too that he talked about. Hell, like one thing that actually got re-released because of AVGN, literally, which is a big fucking surprise, is fucking plumbers don't wear goddamn ties. And what's surprising is that like there actually is a definitive edition of plumbers don't wear ties that actually did come out. And funny thing is, AVGN. Can I do a AVGN? Oh, wait, the commercial for it. He has like a commercial. Oh please. Oh please. Does it showcase like him talking about it?
Run, Jane!
Yes.
Run!
Yes, it does.
Very good episode, but I tried anyway.
Through the sort of YouTube zeitgeist.
I didn't think it was going to make a very good episode, but I tried anyway.
Technologically, it's rather anemic.
I mean, look at it. Either people love it,
I'm giving it too much credit.
or they hate it,
It is a grease fire.
or they think it's funny.
This game sort of has a legacy that's very special and one of a kind.
I think you'll love it.
You know what's even funnier? I actually do have the physical copy of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties that like I bought because of the fact that like I saw this trailer. It's just like, okay, you know what? Let's fucking do this. I know what limited runs games was kind of actually doing because they're like, oh, let's bring like nostalgia. Oh my god, AVGN actually is popular as well, and like he covered Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Let's re-release this shit and let's see what people are gonna say. And yeah, funny enough, I got this on my Nintendo. I got this on my Nintendo Switch. So that was so fucking worth it. That and also like I don't think that's Zelda CDI like spiritual successor. But honestly, that's a good game. This isn't, but I still like a lot of fun playing it. I could at least say for one thing, it is kind of a fun thing to play. Like, I can understand like it's bad, but there's a little heart to it. There's a little heart. But yeah, like, what are you like? I just had to say this, Nintendo. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing to like re-release the Virtual Boy that actually did flop? Were you actually really thinking that you could like write off the coattails of like the angry video game nerd as a way to like, I don't know, have people be like, oh my god, we have to get this shit because honestly, AVGN covered this. We could actually just go ahead and play this now. We could actually have so much fun with Virtual Boy. We could play Teller boxes. We could play Mario Tennis. We could play fucking what other game? What other fucking game is there? Like goddamn, like yeah, Tower Boxer, Red Alarm. We could play Wario Land, which he said it was actually good. Damn, what he actually said was good. Damn good. The only problem was on Virtual Boy. Panic Bomber. We could play Mario Clash, even though that's basically just a recreation of like the original Mario Brothers. We could play Nestor's Funky Bowling, Virtually Baseball, Vertical Force, Golf, and Tetris, and most importantly, Waterworld on the Virtual Boy.
Stop for a moment and take this in, okay? Waterworld on Virtual Boy. It's like puking on a pile of shit.
Exactly. Now we can play fucking Waterworld on the fucking Virtual Boy in 2000 and like the new age of everything. Like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Good job, Nintendo. GG easy. Money well spent on doing this. And what do you have to do for this thing? You have to just like fucking plug in like you like what? Oh wait, there's more.
Nintendo Classics is scheduled to launch February 17th.
Really?
The dedicated accessory needed to play Virtual Boy, Nintendo Classics, will be available in the future.
Wait, available to paid Nintendo Online members? If US and Canada?
A cardboard model of the accessory will also be available.
What? How much? Hang on a second. I have to look up something because this is a problem. This is a big problem. I probably should talk about. Maybe should talk about that one too. Fuck it. I am excited for like Pokemon ZA, but the fact that like it's basically going to be like that. The fact that like since I had Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm going to be getting like the Switch 2 copy, $70 plus I don't know 29 $29.99, equating to $100 for Pokemon ZA. I'm just like, I don't even know anymore. Like, I'm excited, but like, you guys are just like kind of just taking our money like for granted at this point right now. Let me go see like if I can find anything about the Virtual Boy, because like, hang on a second. Because I think I remember like seeing that like the fucking carry-on case is like $30 or something. I'm guessing, yeah, it's not probably gonna show or anything, but like I think I thought I remember seeing that shit for like 30 or $30, but wait. Upcoming. Maybe I can find something from there. Oh yeah, I actually did kind of want this. Is there any reviews on this shit yet? No. Okay, yeah, now I got focus. Okay, grotesque edition version. I was about to say like, wait, are you saying that like this is gonna be like another cloud version? Hmm. Okay, here it is. So the cardboard model for the Virtual Boy carry-on case is retailed at $25. 25 fucking dollars. So, and this thing is $100? That thing's $100? What? Okay, original price. So, okay, so it was $180 at least in 1995. Hang on a second. Let's see. Let's see. 1995 to um okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. 180 from 1995 to that. So that would have been okay in today's money. That would actually be like fucking $381 and 40. Yes, God damn it. $381 and 40 cents. Like, are you serious, you guys? Are you fucking serious? You guys are gonna leave like this thing is basically. I don't expect this to actually go well. I'm just gonna be very fucking honest. I don't expect this to go well. Maybe that's just me, but I don't have high hopes for the Virtual Boy. Especially when the fact that like it's like they're releasing a piece of crap that's like $100. Who's gonna want this? Really, who's gonna want it? You know what? I just you know what? Maybe I'll just see myself. Who knows? Maybe like there'll be a market for it. Who knows? All I know is I'm gonna want this shit. All right. Enough now. We're gonna just like we're gonna take this, we're gonna take Nintendo's greed and the Danganronpa thing. We're just gonna just throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Doesn't matter anymore. Because because we're going to continue reading We're going to continue reading passing fan uh fantas passing fantination, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to continue why Gaku gained these gay feelings for Yugamo. Okay, let's see. I think I think I'm at that part. Okay. Let's continue with this. Are there a lot of LGBTQ plus individuals in your friend group? One, absolutely. A lot of friends are queer. Two, a few good friends of mine identify as LGBTQ plus. Three, not really. Most of my friends are straight. Four, my entire friend group is straight. Okay, so to recap, what I remember is that Gaku it works at a Starbucks, a a like a hundred line defense. I'm sorry, a Last Defense Academy version of Starbucks, and he's working with Subasa. Let's see. I believe Kako, um, Ato, and let's see, and Nigo with Sire being like being like basically the main boss. Remember, he basically tried confessing to Tsubasa. She turned him down, unfortunately, and and Darumi as well. And he's friends with Darumi. Unfortunately, she swings basically being gay. And he only had and one point he had had like a little conversation with Gamu, and he felt like, what are these feelings? 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 And here we are now. Here he is, basically like trying to see whether or not if he's gay because of this test. Sick. Back to reminding Gaku that he didn't really have a friend group. This quiz writer really had it out for poor people that didn't have time for extracurricular activities, huh? If you needed to have hobbies to be gay, then you could just stop right here with confidence. But well, this question was also easy. Frick, man. Okay. His coworkers at Last Defense were as close as he got to friends. And yeah, most of them were gay, or at least like a bit fruity. Tsubasa was straight for all the good that did for him. But Dorumi has a girlfriend who's scary as hell, and he has no idea how they even got together. So I'm assuming that has to be like Hiriko, because given the fact that like Dorumi was all like bark bark woof woof with Hiriko. Nozomu was dating Takumi, but she had told Dorumi she liked girls too at some point. Oh yeah, I guess Nozomu is also working at like Last Defense as well. Hmm. He didn't know what the heck Nico's deal was, and Ato. Okay, Ato was nice, a little awkward, but like nice. Called out sick too much though. Not something that Gaku ever had the luxury of doing, even when he was shitting his brains out. But whatever. Couldn't really blame the guy for taking his days off. Gaku didn't like know anything about him though. He was kind of boring. The singular time Gaku had sense of what his deal was at work, uh, was at work when after dealing with some bitchy lady that wanted him to make her latte hotter. Stupid. Don't drink it until it's cold anyway. Sorry to get like a drink. He did that thing where he grabs his chest like he's about to double over in pain. The lady wasn't that mean and ran off into the back. Now Gaku understood this completely. He had gone into a deep freeze to scream into his handkerchief many a times after all his kitchen gigs. So he felt for the guy. In spirit of mutual hatred of customer service, um thought it only right to go make sure Ato's okay. Okay, so Okay, so basically that's okay. Ato is basically like having a pain when some bitchy lady was just bitching at him. So let's see. Gaku only thought it was right to make sure Ato was okay. It might it might also earn some points if you needed a shift cover too. Win-win. There's no one else waiting to order, so his heroic cheer tactics wouldn't even need to wait. Full confidence that he would be able to cheer up the weird guy, Gaku stepped into the back of the cafe and saw Ato standing by a corner, just like standing. He wasn't raging out. Gaku would have been raging out, but he was gripping the edge of the wooden surface really hard. His knuckle was even wider than usual. Oh shit, he's like mad. Gaku still didn't think that the lady was that mean, but if Ato was this pissed that then he had to get his head in the game before he decided he was going to storm out, and Gaku had to close the place alone. Ato didn't seem to have noticed him walking back there, and when Gaku started to get closer to the guy, he noticed that Ato was mumbling. It was hard to hear what he was saying, but from what Gaku could make out from what while he was closing the distance between them, involved words like disgusting and vile and hate. Seriously, man? You understood getting mad at customers, but yeesh, seems like a bit much. But nevertheless, Gaku was a man on a mission. It didn't take very long for him to reach Ato and put a hand on his shoulder, laying a sympathetic sigh as he did so. Sorry for the lady, man. He was a real bitch. Gaku shook his head. When you work as much as I do, you get used to the assholes. But I sympathize. I really do. He looked up at Ato with his best sympathy face and met eyes with a taller man and whoa, Ato looked angry. Gaku never seen him with anything but a passive smile, and honestly, it freaked him out a bit. Again, he wasn't raging, but something in his eyes betrayed a man who was really freaking mad. Ato's angry eyes darted to Gaku's hand, and for a moment before the expression entirely vanished, replaced with the normal kindness that normally occupied Ato's visage. Mm. Ah, thank you, Maruko-kun. Ito removed his hands from the corner they were gripping and stood up a bit taller. The movement successfully shaking Gaku's hand off from him. You're right. You're right. I haven't had much experience working with the public as you'd have. I will endeavor to not get as frustrated in the future. Easy as pie. Man, he was good at this. Gaku laughed and slapped Ato in the back. My pleasure. If you need any advice, just help your boy Gaku, okay? Gaku didn't wait for a response. He had done what he set out to do and and could now go back to work confronting that he wouldn't need to close up the shop alone. Man, he was still proud of that. The light of his laptop the light of his laptop dimming knocked him out of that particular memory. Shit. Sometimes it didn't turn back on if he had let it go to sleep. After frantically moving his finger on the trackpad and averting his disaster, after frantically moving his finger on the trackpad and averting disaster. Okay. Oh, interesting period. 1 second, please. Anyway, interesting place for the period. I felt as if I think a comma would suffice there because like after frantically moving his finger on the trackpad and averting disaster, like I feel as if that could I feel as if like judging by like how that was phrased, I think that could be like a continuing sentence, but that's just me. Why was he thinking about this again? Oh yeah, not knowing much about Ato, him being a weirdo. He was definitely in the fruity category. B. Yeah, a few of my good friends. Okay. How would you feel about identifying as gay? One, yeah, that feels right. Two, it honestly makes you feel nervous, but it also kind of fits. Three, not sure how I feel. Four, no, I really don't think it's me. like straight up gay or any of the letters. As much as is very much established, he liked the ladies, but frick, man, he hated this. He was immediately reminded of the reason he was doing this in the first place, the catalyst for this whole stupid attempt at self-discovery. Why did why did that freak have to come back? If he just buzzed off after the first horrific encounter, then this it wouldn't be necessary to for this 4 a.m. crash out. He would been he'd been up at this for an hour. Goodness gracious, Gaku. But okay, but no, he just had to. He just had to return and make his life even harder. And Gaku's life was already hard. Adding on to that was not welcomed. Meeting number two took place in a week and a week and a bit after the first one. Gaku had obviously told the rest of his coworkers about the incident and how he wanted that dude banned or something. But neither Nico nor or Sire had been willing to listen to reason, so he was forced to wait in abject fear and just hope and pray that he would never need to think about him again. Hmm. I feel as if like that should be like neither Nigo nor Sire, but that's just me. He was so tantalizingly close to that sweet escape from the pit he was rapidly falling into. Boring Friday evening, most of the late afternoon crowd had thinned out, and he and Darumi were left to clean up and tend to lingering customers. Mostly students working on laptops or couples on dates, sharing pieces of cake. Darumi was on her phone showing Gaku notes that she had written about a latest attempt at a VN project. Something about hole testing? Whatever. Whatever. He didn't want to know. Gaku mostly nodded along while she was occasionally pointed to snippets of deranged dialogue on her phone or a little duel she had a picture of. He would have preferred if she had helped him clean. It was more interesting to listen to than whatever was playing on the radio. He was busy entertaining said rambling when squatting down and cleaning up on the fridges. They kept milk in where the when the door let out a chime and Darumi immediately stopped talking. Then, just after a moment, she slapped Gaku's upper arm frantically before leaning down and hissing. Gaku! Look! Look! Who's that guy? Oh no. With more trepidation than any man has perhaps ever felt in his life, he slowly stood up and. Fuck! It was the freaky guy again, books in hand, making his way to the counter. He was dressed just as weirdly this time too. His tight black turtleneck underneath a silk looking cardigan that had a big blue centipede running up and down both arms. Oh, and platform boots that added about 3 inches to his height. Shit. This was worse than the traditional stuff he had on last night. Oh my god, he's too pretty. Durumi ran both her hands down her face, smudging her makeup slightly. I kind of hate it. She was about to continue with whatever train of thought she was heading down, but paused when she noticed Gaku wasn't responding to her and was instead just standing and staring, mouth agape. Wait. A light bulb may as well appeared over her head. Is this that pervert from the other week? She started to cackle, something Gaku more or less gotten used to, but desperately wished wasn't coming back out of her mouth right now. Oh, oh, no way am I. Okay. Oh, no way am I getting in the way of this yaoi in the making. She started to walk to the back, but not before Gaku grabbed not before grabbing Gaku by both arms and shaking him a bit. Oh, he has such a Sime energy. What? What did that? What did that mean? Before By the way, Gaku, yeah, by the way, Gaku, let me just tell you one thing. Young fans adapted the term to describe the roles in a male-male relationship. The Sime is the one who takes the traditional male role. In um, who takes the traditional male roles, initiates the relationship, pursues, and the ook is the u is the and is usually on top during sex. So basically, that's the dominant male. And she basically just called Gaku a fucking bottom. Like, damn Gaku, you just gotta call a fucking bottom. A giant a giant F to you, Gaku. A giant F to you. Before Gaku could react and beg her to stay in the front with him, she had vanished. Only the lingering sounds of laughter to remind him that, unlike last time, he couldn't run away. Gaku looked up and briefly made eye contact with the dude. Huh, no eye patch this time. What? Who the hell wears an eye patch for fashion? And only sometimes. As their eyes met, he was met with the same grin he had been trying to get out of his head since the last time this fashion phantom had haunted last offense. Predatory. That was the best word he could just use to describe the look on the dude's face. Hang on a second. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Predatory was like where the fuck am I? Was the best way he described it. He described looking at the dude's face. Gaku didn't want to think about what made him in this situation, but a man can abandon his duties when there is a paycheck on the line. So, deep breath. Smile. No, no, no. Smile. No, no, no smile. No smile. Oh my. The man reached the corner and set the books down in front of him. Different textbooks this time. Gaku noted. Still doctor stuff, though, looks like. My favorite barista is working again the second time I come here. Aren't I a lucky guy? Hmm. He chuckled and eyed Gaku up and down. Shit! Stop it doing that, man! Also, favorite? Gaku had seen this guy once and he wasn't even that nice to him. Just his rotten luck that this freak would be back to torment him. And now that he was what, a stalker too? Now, what should I drink today? The blue-haired man paused, seemingly waiting Gaku to offer him a suggestion. Fine. Water. Gaku's face was as blank and emotionless as he could possibly make it. But the man continued to smile at him. His lips smile his smile might have gotten even wider. It made Gaku notice that this dude had a lot of piercings. Oh, one under his lip, between his eyes, ears too, obviously. Did universities even let their students look like this? Oh, you're no fun. His opponent shook his head, causing one of his dangly earrings to jingle a bit. Do you do pour overs? Yeah, cheap or expensive one. Oh, of course this guy want something fancy like that. What was wrong with drip? Or better yet, staying at home and drinking instant, as far away from Gaku Maruko as possible. Well, how can I not indulge? The man hummed tonelessly to himself while reaching into the bag at his side and pulled out a wallet, a fancy leather one. Gaku determined not to forget to bring him through this time, punched in the most expensive pour over they had. 2,000 yen. Highway robbery, if you asked him. Yeah, that it really is highway fucking robbery. What the? How much? How much? What the hell? Why the hell the pour over cost like cost that much? But it wasn't like he had understood the taste of rich folks. Not that he would be buying stuff like this if he had the cash. Duh. Gaku just pointed to the display on the register in lieu of telling him the price, then made sure to push the cash tray forward and take a step back from the freak. He was not going to have that dude's hand close to him again. The man only smiled and pulled out 3,000 yen bills and placed them gingerly into the tray. Again, keep the change. Well, Gaku wasn't stupid enough to turn down a tip. He skittered forward and put the cash in the register and watched the extra 1,000 yen and the extra 1,000 yen in his pocket before grabbing the equipment he needed to prepare the pour over. The man watched him, following him down the counter where they kept the kettle. Man, why can't you just sit down and wait like an old person? If Gaku had a bit more self-preservation skills, he would made the terrible coffee bad enough to ensure that this guy would never come back to Gaku. Come back and Gaku could work in peace. But Gaku took the small amount of pride he in making good coffee. There was something about the procedure that was like meditative, I guess. He guessed. It was still work, but it was better work than he had done most of his life. So, against everything in his body telling him to spit into the filter, Nakamura started to work on the drink. Kettle just below boiling. Um, let's boiling. Filter in its glass confinement, and grabbed the way too expensive coffee from the below the counter. Try as he might, Gaku couldn't help but notice the way the man's eyes followed him as he went through the motions, and after a period of blissful silence, he stood up again. You're you're very he paused. Gaku raised his eyes and saw the man was tapping his chin with a slender finger. Thorough with your work, aren't you? Uh, was he? Gaku was just doing his job. He responded to the man with a small shrug before grabbing the kettle and rinsing the filter with boiling water, making sure to swirl the water around the pot before discarding the liquid into a nearby sink. Grabbing a spoon, he opened the coffee and was hit with a wave of coffee smell. Steve Ray insisted that this roast was supposed to have float was supposed to float notes, Maruko, jasmine, hibiscus. But like it was just coffee. Like actually he has a point. It's just fucking coffee. Fucking Ray being that kind of fucking person. Gaku spooned 2 scoops of bean into a grinder and let the machine work, stopping almost on instinct. And at just the moment, the grind would be the perfect consistency. Um, I work with measurements and precision as well. Gaku looked at the man as he measured out the ground coffee into the wet filter. What, the medicine stuff? Shit. Why did he respond? He was just supposed to be acting like he wanted this guy to be gone ASAP. A and he did, but oh, oh. The look on the freak's face changed to something resembling shock, though the grin lingered. You know what I studied, do you? Gaku felt a blush rise to his cheeks the moment he said that. Shit, he was seriously failing at this as mission of not interest and beginning and being kind of an asshole. Yeah, your textbook said something about pharmacies, right? Right. Okay. Play cool. Play cool. There's still time to recover. Even as Gaku's mind was racing, his hands kept working. Water from the goose neck and into the coffee grinds, circular motion, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Hmm. Precise and observant. You're just the whole package, aren't you? Why was it happening to him? Was this freak seriously flirting with him? Last time, Gaku was convinced that this is a mockery, an attempt to get a rise out of him. But look at that. The man took his eyes away from Gaku and lowered them towards the poured over setup, watching as Gaku put the kettle down and let the water extract taste from the beans. It's dripping so nicely. Almost like. He seemed like he was going to say more, but stopped before he could continue with whatever weird ass thing he was going to say next. Instead, his focus snapped back to Gaku so quickly that it almost scared him. Those icy blue eyes were seriously intense, and the eyeliner didn't help. Do you have a name, Barista-san? No, don't tell him. Gakumurko, if you value life, do not tell this man your name. Get Gaku. Frick, man. Why can't he just keep his stupid mouth shut? Even now, he didn't stop making the coffee. He just removed the top part of the apparatus. Once the water had completely drained from the filter and swirled the pot one more time, just for good measure. He then grabbed a to-go cup and poured the coffee into it, letting the warmth fill his hand as it immense um, emancipated from the thin cardboard. He thought his hand would be shaking as he moved to give it to the dude, but it didn't. Then, as he was putting it in front of him, the worst possible thing happened. Before Gaku could move his hand away, the other man reached forward to grab the cup and brushed fingers with his own. This had to be premeditated. He knew it. Like, this had to be fucking premeditated. Like, there's no way Gaku Muruko would ever had to brush fingers with Yugamu. Surprisingly sharp nails ran over the back of his palm for a moment before Gaku jerked his hand away, tingling a little bit. The man giggled. Why was a grown man giggling? And lowered his head to smell the coffee before taking a small sip. Oh my. Oh my. The giggling continued while the man closed his eyes. This is delicious. He grabbed the lid and placed it on the cup before starting to walk towards the door. Man, at least he wasn't sticking around. Gaku was counting all the blessings at this point. I'll see you around, Gaku-kun. I look forward to trying more of your extractions. One last smile, and for sure, and he was gone, leaving Gaku in stunned silence. Why him? Why did the one decent thing he had going for him need to come crashing down like this? He was perfectly content to just do content to do this and a couple odd jobs as long as the money kept flowing in. But then this freak had to show up and then throw a wrench into all that. Gaku raised his hand. Gaku raised a hand to his face. Out of the practice exasperation, he noticed that it was hot. Why is this man making him blush? He wasn't into dudes, and especially not into freaky ones like that. Before he could continue with this crisis, he noticed that at the register, the textbook the freak had brought in was still sitting there. Was that on purpose too? Just like the hand touch obviously was? To give him a reason to come back? Gaku approached the book like it was a cursed object. I mean, there was nothing that weird about this. It was just a book. Gaku crept close enough that he could read the title. Autonomy and phys- um physiology. Right. More doctor stuff. Not dangerous or anything. Still, Gaku picked up picked it up by the corner and examined it from a distance, almost like he expected it to explode or burst into flames. It was during this through examination that he noticed a slip of paper peeking from the pages. Oh, it was one of those things that I printed off put books um on hold on the library. He seen them plenty of times when he took his siblings there, and there was usually a name on it. Frick, he didn't want to know his freak's name. He just wanted to keep calling him creep or stalker or pervert. Once once he was in a hole, seeing that Gaku only knew how to keep digging. He grabbed the paper from the book and looked it over, pausing at the name near the top. Yugamu Omokage. Oh, ooh. Oh, his name is Yugamu. Look at that kanji. So edgy. Gaku nearly jumped from his skin as Durumi ran up behind him and hugged him around the waist tightly, her head peeking from over his shoulder so she could read the paper. Wow, you and Gaku. And Gakun. So sweet. It's gonna make me sick. Durumi made a retching sound and squeezed Gaku tighter, knocking the air out of him. Both hands back on the textbook. Gaku brought it up to the girl's head and smacked her with it, probably a bit harder than he should have. Durumi released them and started cackling, laughing into some kind of rant about him in the free Yugamu. Gaku wasn't listening. No, this is a full-blown crisis now. Straight man emergency of the highest caliber. Man, what was he going to do? Take the stupid quiz apparently. Gaku grabbed a handkerchief from the table beside him and bit into it. How did he feel about identifying as gay? He he didn't know. That's why he's taking this quiz in the first place. Man, he at least don't know. Man, at least don't know an option was an option this time. Handkerchief was still dangling in his mouth. He chose C. All right, two more questions. You could do this. When imagining kissing or being intimate with a future partner, how do you feel? 1. As good as someone I really like. That sounds good. As long as I'm with someone I really like, that sounds good. 2. Good, I guess. 3. I can't imagine that. I don't think I ever was that, regardless of gender. 4. I'm too young for this. Okay. Well, okay. That's kind of escalation. First of all, messed up that there was an option for being too young for this question. Way to rub it in at the sweaty 22 at this way to rub it in at this 22-year-old man was not supposed to be taking online quizzes to determine if his whole life had been a lie. Second of all, this is easy. B. Yeah, good. Of course he wanted to kiss someone. Double of course. He wanted to have sex with someone. He was just with a dude. With that dude. No, 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 not possible. But if it wasn't possible, why was he taking the quiz at all? Just as Gaku predicted, Yugamu returned to get the book he left, leading to another encounter that was as much as the same as last, except now he's getting called by his first name against his will. It was cute when Tsubasa or Nozomi did, not Omakage. This continued for the next couple of weeks. Yugamu continued coming in, ordering coffee, tipping Gaku 1,000 yen, and more flirting. No, none of his coworkers took pity on him. no matter how much he begged him. Only Nozomi seemed to care that he was being harassed, but be a madman and offer to take Yugamu's order if you came in. Seriously, why did Takumi get to have a girl this nice? If he was working with any of the others, he he was um he was on his own. One man versus a freaky gay doctor, wherever the hell Yugamu was supposed to be. He was working with a master's in pharmacology. Gaku had been informed, making medicines, yet been informed, making medicines. Find the correct dosage. What was too much for a person? It was an art. No, art is yurei. Not trying your best to not kill people with freaky drugs. Yet, as those weeks wore on, Gaku didn't do anything about it. He didn't scream or tell Yugamo to lay off or try to beat the shit out of him. No, he just took it, blushing like an idiot and honestly acting pretty freaking gay. He hated it. He just wanted a hot babe to snuggle with at night. He wanted to touch a boob. But here he was, Gaku Maruko, legendary straight man, a lover of the ladies, being laid low enough to take a quiz, in an attempt to validate his sexuality. If there was anything he could have avoid, if there was any way, if there was a way he could avoid this outcome, he would dash this past. That was that was dashed this past workday, with a moment that sent him into full tailspin. And it wasn't. Shit. Normal Tuesday, late afternoon. Off in an hour and day off tomorrow. Him and Nozomi were dealing with the tail end of a rush when the door rang and yada yada whoa, whoa. What else could he have expected now? Yugamu Okage. With his usual huh? Gaku was in the middle of steaming milk when he noticed that something about Yugamu was off. He wasn't dressed in that weird. He wasn't dressed that weird, first of all. Just some black jeans and an oversized sweater. Okay, that was a bunch of weird shit knitted into his sweater, but it was normal compared to most of the time he had seen Yagaru. There's a sleazy grin plastered in his face. Actually, it was almost frowning. Gaku never seen that look on his face on him before. He shook his head and went back to making a mocha. While Nozomi took Yugama's order, just a double espresso. Gaku overheard. Huh, way less fancy than normal. Soon enough, Yugama was in the front of the espresso machine waiting for his drink. Gaku waited and didn't say anything. He had come to expect a creepy moment or attempt to pry into Gaku's personal life, but nada. Silent Yugamu. He should have been jumping for joy at this. A peaceful shift, no gay stalker, no crisis. But this is just way off. The past month, had it been really been a month since he first came into Last Defense? He had never once spoke first to Yugamu. Only a few acts of self-preservation could he consistently enact. Freak, man, why was he such a nice guy to this weirdo of all people? Hey, Gaku looked at Yugamu he placed the portafilter into the espresso machine. You okay, man? Yugamu looked back at Gaku and raised an eyebrow. Clearly, he was not expecting Gaku to talk first. He responded nonetheless. Oh. Huh. Oh. My supervisor just had his way with me today. Well, he wasn't he was entirely not himself. Apparently, my research isn't proceeding at the pace he would expect it of me. For the love of murder. I was supposed to be good at this stuff. Yugama grabbed a strand of his hair and rubbed it between his fingers. That was seriously weird. Not the murder stuff. That was just a weird quirk that he had when he was talking. didn't make it less any less scary. But the fact that he looked unsure, yeah, that was the way Gaku would describe it. He looked uncharacteristically unsteady. Gaku clicked his tongue and handed a small cup of espresso to Yugamu. I don't know any of that medicine stuff, but based on what you told me, unwillingly told him most of the time, you know your drugs. You just gotta step it up for a bit so he gets off your back. Gaku did know a thing or two about impressing bosses, and yeah, sometimes you just gotta kick your ass. You just gotta kick your ass into gear for long enough for them to recognize that you are a valuable asset. And also deserve a raise, by the way. Do something that will really knock his socks off. You're always working on it, and you're already working on an MA. I'm sure you could come up with something cool. Gaku has zero idea what this cool thing he could be. Um, uh, this cool thing could be, but there was a cool pharmacology stuff. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Gaku-kun. What? What? Gaku looked at Yugamu and saw something that was really seriously freaking the hell out of him. He was smiling again. It wasn't his typical creepy grin. It was softer. Normal. Then another first. Gaku didn't blush or didn't feel like he wanted to punch Yugamu in his smug face. Instead, he felt his chest tighten. No way. Yugamu left without saying anything else, only giving Nozomi a slight wave before heading out the door. Gaku's heart continued to pound. It was the exact moment that he knew he was well and truly fucked. What inspired you to take this quiz? One, I might be gay, but I want to do some extra validation. Two, identify with the aspects of the queer experience, but I'm not totally sure where I stand. Three, I was just curious what the result I'll get. Four, I want to confirm that I'm heterosexual. Why? Why do you need to come in and act normal? Why can't you just keep being a creep? Why do you need to reveal that there was a person behind all that weird makeup? Gaku stared at the last question. He was doing this to prove that what he liked girls. He already knew that. He already he knew that already. He was just trying to make sure that that whatever weird heart pounding moment he had at the cafe, was pure fluke. That weird, creepy, almost sexy in a way, but in a girl way. So um in a girl way. So it was not actually that gay dude. Didn't mean anything. So that so he could go back to his shitty life of working work, repeat, while having to think about a sexuality crisis on top of anything else. D. The answer is D. He wanted to make sure that he was straight. That this all meant nothing. That this meant nothing at all. They could go back to his normal guy lifestyle. That there's no other option. Right. This this was all he knew. He had built a reputation from loving hot babes and bikinis and boobs. That was all there was to it. Gaku clicked the show result button, full on newfound confidence that this was all stupid. And the next time Yugami showed up in Last Defense, there'd be no tingling on his skin or butterflies in his stomach or the passive thought of man, he looked kind of good in that outfit or results. You could be bisexual or somewhere in the LGBTQ spectrum. Shit. Shit. I'm actually happy and hope you enjoyed. You know what? Fucking that was actually good. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna at least there we go. Let's see. Aringaku. Aringaku's. More. I with the writing. To be in. To sorry. Into different. Into like well, that was great. Um, but yeah, that was a great read. And you know what? Based on you know what? I will say this. To Nuclei, that was a great fucking story. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of my stream. I'm probably gonna do like I think I'm gonna do like Monster Hunter like next stream and then Hundred Line continuing on. And I gotta go back to date everything. So that's gonna be for Saturday's stream. So thank you very much for joining me for stream. I hope to see you next time. And as always, please check back in for our next experiment. Adios.